Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone. I'm like, my mic is muted. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly K. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today we're going to start deep diving this document. I'm not 100% sure we're going to finish it in this stream because there's so much to discuss, so maybe we'll do a part 2 tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, okay? Made some notes for you, I've made some highlights for you, I've redacted where I need to redact. I wish the court would redact more. My word, there's a lot to redact sometimes. Okay, so please like and share so others can also find this information. These are new documents received from the Kissimmee Police Department. And thank you to Grizzly Cat for helping me find these. Her Buy Me a Coffee link is in the description box if you want to say thanks to her. Now, before we dive into this, I know I've received a lot of emails from people asking where can they see my segment on Court TV last night with Vinnie Politan. I've put the link to that in the description box. It's not yet uploaded to YouTube at this time of this live stream. Maybe it will be later or during the stream. I don't know what the upload schedule is, but you can already see it on the website via the link below. Okay? Welcome, Brenda. If anyone's joining membership now, please know we will have a members only live stream tomorrow. Okay? Saturday. Friday's not the best day for everyone. People are busy. You know, it's end of the week, so we're going to have one tomorrow. All right? Okay, so also Master Semi said, hello, I've been following your channel to keep up with the story. Kissimmee is my hometown. Thank you to the locals who are here as well. And to all the new subscribers as well. Now, here's some of the questions that we're going to, I said Vinny, that we are going to answer today. Why did Jenn and Stephan break up? What medication was Madeline taking? What medication was Jenn taking? Was Jennifer Soto ever not okay with Stephan and Maddie in a bed together? What does Jenn's ex-husband have to say about all of this? Would Stephan ever get angry with Madeline? What was Maddie's cause of death? Now, they did say they're not going to release that to the public. They said it's protected by Marcy's law. The family didn't consent. So it's a bit odd to me that with these new documents, it's all over that. So it is what many people have said that was leaked before, which is strangulation. Okay. Badgered witness, welcome. All right. So these are some of the questions we're going to answer over either today and tomorrow or just today. Let's see. So did Maddie ever have her own bedroom? Or did she always have that like makeshift room in the apartment? If you haven't seen the photos, then please check out some of the previous episodes on my playlist that I've put in the description box for you. Were Jenn and Stephan actually broken up? Or not really. Were they or were they not? Why was Stephan driving his dad's car to visit Madeline that weekend? Why? Why did he not take his own car that was registered there at his parents' address? Why did Stephan's dad drive through and go to the hotel with Jenn and Stephan? Did Jenn ever go hiking in the area where we heard on the audio she said she went hiking, which is ironically kind of close to where Stephan Sterns was driving around to look for a place to put Madeline Soto's body. I mean, what? It was at Lizzie Lake Preserve is what she had mentioned, right? All right, and where did Jenn work? Things like that. So I've written down a few questions. We're going to have them answered in this document, right? Okay, so just hold on 1 second. I just quickly want to say something. Just quickly doing something. All right, so we've got all ready. Now let me make it bigger for you. So just hold on 1 second. All right. Can you see nicely? I hope so. Really hope so. Okay, let me just get to my other notes quickly because I need to see where I wrote down where we're starting with this. Okay, so this document is 52 pages. There's also an 80-page report. Between the two, there's a lot of repetition. I also am yet to dive into a lot of documents I've received from my FOIA request. And in some of those documents, I'm still going to find the one that says this exact wording. But this is what's now being shared in the media They say Madeline Soto's mom may have known about the alleged abuse and said the sex stuff was not evil. And they say Stephan Sterns, so I'm reading from an article, not from the document right now, okay? Stephan Sterns is accused of sexually abusing and killing 13-year-old Madeline Soto. New documents obtained, which is via this FOIA request, this week show that the teen's mother may have known about the alleged abuse. In a fiery conclusion to the Orange County Sheriff's Office incident report, the detective writes that Jennifer Soto continuously protects Sterns. Oh my goodness. When a detective questioned her about why she prioritizes Sterns over her daughter, at one point she referred to the sex stuff as not evil. That's according to new documents and evidence from the Sheriff's Office early on in the search for the missing teenager. What? Oh my goodness. Okay, so... Oh, thank you. Didn't see that. So Gen X to the 7th power says that Mazda just saw Court TV list the premiere of the VPI with Grizzly tonight at 7:15 Eastern. Okay, Eastern time. Now, if you're live with me, of course, if you're watching replay, go check it out on Court TV then. Eastern. Okay, so it's still in 3.5 hours or so. It should be on there. Okay, cool. So you guys can go and check it out on Court TV. Missy said, very sad, I'll never understand how as a mother you could turn a blind eye to this. I know, right? I know. Okay, so now I've made a little note. As I say, I'm summarizing a few points for you. Eventually, we're going to get to page 33 and we're going to start reading a lot, right? So on this page, it says, okay, I'm going to go from here. Corporal Ilgen. Get my pointer. And I responded to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, where deputies had already arranged for Jennifer and Stephan to be transported there for a press conference. I was shown the contents of Stephan's Google Drive. Uncle Google busted Stephan. He was arrested immediately on February 28th, right? And they say there was one folder which appeared to have over 1,700 files. A majority of these photographs and videos showed the victim, Madeline Soto, in different sexual positions. Based on these images, Orange County detectives began to author an arrest warrant for Stephan. Due to the fact that most of these images appear to have occurred at where Jenn Soto lived, probable cause was provided to Detective Moore of the Kissimmee Police Department. Detective Moore wrote the arrest warrant charging Stephan with sexual battery and possession of, I'm going to say CSAM, okay? So if you're only joining now, welcome. Happy Friday to all of you. I know the topic isn't happy, but I very much appreciate you being here. If you haven't yet subscribed and become part of this community, please do so. Hit the subscribe button, become part of this community, put your notifications on so that you see when we do a part 2 or whatever else we're still going to do. I do have many files. I've actually got 3 audio files of Christopher Sterns police interviews. Okay, so we'll listen to that too. We still have a lot to do, guys. We still have a lot to do. So don't panic, okay? We're going to work through it all methodically. Now, while the arrest warrant was being written and obtained by Detective Moore, at approximately 16:45 hours, I contacted Jennifer in a conference room at the sheriff's office. One side note is, while we were all watching the press conference, I covered this case from when Madeline Soto was a missing and endangered child, and we were also hoping she would be found. Oh my word, and we saw that press conference together. It's still on the playlist. It's there if you want to rewatch it. Sometimes I like to rewatch press conferences just to see what they said back then, right? But imagine that. Can you imagine, like, there's the press conference and they're telling the public all these things, and behind the scenes, they're already investigating Stephan Sterns. They're already keeping an eye on him, and they already have digital evidence to arrest him for the CSAM charges, right? Hope 8 Fear says, I appreciate you covering this, G. Thank you so much. All right, so Jennifer was asked questions. Jennifer is obviously Jenn Soto. I know we all know as Jen, but it's Jennifer Soto, right? So Jennifer was asked questions about Madeline being missing and the dynamics of the household. Jennifer stated that her and Stephan had been dating on and off for approximately 7 years. Stephan had moved out of the home in the later part of 2023, November, December. I wonder if they mean like latter part or later part, okay? Jennifer stated that while they were together, they would either all sleep in the same bed or Madeline would sleep with her when Stephan was not there. Now, this we know, right? When asked if it was normal that Stephan and Madeline, would sleep together without her being there, she said yes. Jennifer stated if she needed a good night's sleep due to her anxiety, she would ask them to sleep in a different bedroom. Oh my goodness. If there's anything to learn from this case, don't do that. Ever. There's so many lessons that we learn, right? See something, say something. Because some of the roommates saw sometimes Stephan and Madeline in a room alone. Yeah. question that. That's the lesson. Question it big time, right? Okay. Ooh, sorry. Got an itchy nose. And the cats are both here now to say hi to everyone. Okay, so to keep going. They said, when asked if it was normal, right? She said, yes. Jennifer stated if she needed a good night's sleep due to her anxiety, she would ask him to sleep in a different bedroom. Orange County detectives had previously shown Jennifer photographs, trigger warning, of Stephan's penis for identification purposes, which is why it's included in the FOIA file evidence photographs, because he's got a little freckle on his penis, which makes it identifiable. So, okay, I will never show you that, don't worry. Okay, so Jennifer did not want to believe that Madeline and Stephan were engaged in sexual activity. You mean sexual abuse, right? Jennifer asked to see the image of Stephan, and I pulled out a printed picture from Stephan's Google Drive that showed the victim with Stephan's penis in her mouth. Jennifer said she didn't recognize anything in that picture, as if she was in denial. However, she became visibly upset. I asked Jennifer additional questions unrelated to this particular case. I excused myself and told her that I was going to speak with Stephan. I contacted Stephan in an interview room at the sheriff's office. Stephan was asleep. Surprise, surprise. It's like, this guy. Anyway, he was asleep, no stress. I mean, he's just like there in an interview room at the sheriff's office, and Stephan was asleep when I entered the room, along with Corporal Ilgen. After introducing ourselves, I explained the reason why we were there speaking with him. I read Stephan his Miranda warnings, which we waived, and agreed to speak with us. Stephan stated that he had known Jennifer for several years and they had dated for most of that time. I asked Stephan what the sleeping arrangements were within the home. Okay. So it's nice to, obviously, for the cops to compare the stories between Jennifer Soto and Stephan Sterns. So it's pretty much same. They both parrot each other, right? Stephan stated that Madeline... Now, he says, Stephan said Madeline typically sleeps with Jennifer in Jennifer's bed, which is downstairs, master bedroom, king bed, okay? Where I think they watched Sister Act that night, because Jenn Soto mentions watching Sister Act, the 1992 movie. Okay, good movie, but like, damn, how'd they just suddenly come up with Sister Act? But okay, she said they wanted to watch a musical type of movie because Madeline was singing and Stephan told her that she had a really beautiful voice. This is also a story that Stephan tells, but like, okay, Jenn Soto comes home at 10:30 at night on Sunday, February 25th. And then they start watching Sister Act, but they don't finish it. So where does it get to? You know, like walk in the home, get in there, and then the three of them are in Jenn Soto's room watching Sister Act, and then suddenly she's like, that's it, you two, you go to bed. I mean, it's just like, the timeline is interesting. So very interesting to me. If you do watch my segment on Core TV, we have to do another episode where I explain what I mean with all of that, because obviously I'm time limited. But I really think a lot happened downstairs that night, more than upstairs in the room number 4. I really think, based on the photos I've seen and the evidence, oh my goodness. Very worried about all of that. And that one croc they found in Jenn Soto's room of Madeline's. They found 3 crocs in Jenn Soto's room, okay? 2 belong to her because they're a bigger size. 1 is Maddie's. Why on earth? It's like bugging me. Why would Stephan Sterns throw away intentionally one of Maddie's crocs in a plastic bag, backpack in, laptop in, math books in, one croc in? Paint or something. It's like, oh, it's covered in paint and stuff. Why? Why would he do that? I would almost think, my brain says, I would almost think that later he'd be like, oh, maybe he forgot it in the car as he was carrying Madeline's body out and putting it in the car. But maybe he was like, oh crap, it's in the car. Or maybe he just left it at the house while he was straightening out the apartment, which we've heard from some of the audio interviews, right? So that he could like bring it up later and say, look what I found in the woods. Yeah, you know, she must have gone off on her own, or I don't know. He's such a liar that I wouldn't even know what stories he can come up with. Forrest Nelson said, thank you for all you do. We are lucky to have you. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. And thank you, JBL. You said you were awesome on Core TV. Oh, thank you so much. Again, I'll say I wasn't nervous at all. I'm glad it didn't show so much, but I was like, whoa, here I go. Okay, so they say, now I don't like how Stephan, really puts words in Madeline's mouth, okay? That's an understatement. But Stephan stated that Madeline wanted them all to sleep in the same bed when he returned from being away for several months. I find that very difficult to believe based on all the circumstances. Based on Madeline's grandmother saying, and we heard that yesterday, okay? Depending on when you're watching this, go check it out on the playlist. We heard the grandmother's interview, right? Her grandmother said she was crying on Saturday and saying, I don't want to go home. Please don't send me home. But then Stephan's mother is saying, which we'll learn from this document, that Madeline texted Stephan on Saturday saying, are you going to come over tomorrow? So it's like, there's so many stories. Oh my goodness. So Stephan stated that Madeline wanted them all to sleep in the same bed when he returned from being away for several months. What? Stephan stated Madeline always needed human contact when going to sleep. Stephan referred to it as snuggling, and the police put it like, oh, as snuggling. Yeah. We refer to it as sexual abuse and predatory grooming. Grooming is always predatory. But you know what I mean. A predator, a groomer, sexual abuse. He's like, ooh, snuggling. Stop that. This guy. Okay. So, this chat is going so fast. Joe Nana said, I wonder if there was something, blood on that one croc, and he was distracted by trying to get rid of that specifically, not thinking about the second one. I wonder. I'm telling you, man, with these criminals, right? Alleged criminals that we study in true crime. Some are convicted, some are alleged, some, are innocent or proven guilty and all that. But they're so dumb. There's always something that they mess up. And I really feel that one croc that's left right there in Jenn Soto's room, like in the corner, is just like, it bugs me so much. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, all right. One quick one. Karen says, I could not find you and Vinny last night. It was on courttv.com. That is what I was saying last night as well, on courttv.com. The link is in the description box if you want to already watch the segment, or it's going to premiere on YouTube later on Court TV. All right, now quickly answering this question, Mary said, maybe the croc shoe was a sick trophy he left in plain sight. I don't know. It's crazy, right? You just don't know with this guy. Thank you so much for your sticker. So, he referred to it as snuggling. As the interview went on, I asked Stephan if Madeline has ever been... Now, this is crazy what he says here. Listen to this. We've heard it before. We've read lots of documents before. But as the interview went on, I asked Stephan if Madeline has ever been sexually active with anyone in the past. Stephan stated there was an incident when she was much younger. Stephan said Madeline did something with a phone or camera, but she wasn't scolded for it. What in the hell is he saying about a victim of sexual assault and a homicide victim? Just think about that. And he's the accused, okay? And he's like, yeah, she was not scolded for that. What? Wow. Stephan said she was very young when this happened. I asked Stephan if he provided Orange County deputies to consent to search through his phone. He stated yes. I asked Stephan if he had a Google account. He stated he did. When I asked Stephan if he saved pictures to that account, he said sometimes. Stephan stated that he did have pictures of him and Madeline saved to that account. And when I asked Stephan about all the pictures he saved, Stephan then asked if he should be talking to a lawyer. Yes, dumbass. Okay. Shortly after that, Stephan requested an attorney. Stephan was arrested for sexual B. I have to censor some of the words. When the victim was under 12 and possession of CSAM. Okay. A search warrant was obtained to collect DNA from Stephan. This warrant was executed by Orange County detectives and the forensic unit. I was able to search through Stephan's Google account and observe the following videos or images. Now, please, trigger warning, okay? Trigger warning for all this. We've gone through it before. I'm not going to read all the words. I'm highlighting. If you see Stephan is doing things to Madeline, and it appears the victim appears to be sleeping, appears to be sleeping, appears to be sleeping. Isn't that interesting? I think I really... knocking her out, dragging her, roofing her, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think that's a strong possibility. Yeah, a lot happening in the stuff, the files that he has on his phone that he tried to delete. The victim, Madeline Soto, appears to be sleeping. That's very scary. Black Widow, thank you so much. You said Class Act G. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right. Now, we keep going. Now, that was page 12 and 13. Now, I want to go to page 33. Hold on. Because a lot of this is repeat from what we've already done. We read through an 896-page document once, and there's a lot of repeat here from points made there. So I'm just going to... I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to give you all the bullet points, right? Okay, so page 33 is, of course, the entire timeline. What I want to point out here is... Sorry, I'm going to have to do some paper flapping. You know that Stephan Sterns drove around with Madeline's body in the vehicle from 7:35 in the morning until 9:40. I mean, isn't that so shocking? He had a deceased 13-year-old in his dad's car in the passenger seat, and it strapped her in, right? Seat belted her in. And he actually drove out of the complex back into the complex, spoke to the security guard, says he actually, forgot his gate clicker to the police, but yet in the video they see he's got his gate clicker and he's telling the security it's not working, so there's all of that. But to think that he actually did that in plain sight, that is so scary. Driving around with a deceased 13-year-old. And they say, in some of these reports, asphyxiation in the home, died from strangulation, allegedly in the home. Okay? So, whoa. 2 hours driving around, eventually pulling into a parking lot of it's kind of like a, what is it? Like a holiday headquarters, holiday vacation club headquarters or something. He goes in there, second floor, backs up, and then takes Maddie's body out the front seat, the passenger seat, and puts her in the trunk. And what does he do then? He goes back to the home where Jennifer Soto is, and the two of them hang out and chat. The body's in the trunk. I don't know if you guys have thought of all of this. You know what I mean? Like when you really think of the timeline, you're like, what? So he drove back to the complex and hung out with Jenn Soto for a while going to the vape store and all of that in between to get his vape juice, right? Goes back. Jenn says they hang out. Well, while they're hanging out, Stephan Sterns, she says, was acting normal, has Madeline's body in the trunk of his dad's car. That is so crazy. Oh my goodness. Steel Guitar said, I'm super proud, Grizzly, for 1 year, 1 month today. Happy 1 year, 1 month Grizzly-versary, and thank you so much for your sticker. Whew, okay, so let's keep focusing here. That was page, wait, I don't want to lose my place now. Look at that chicken scratch doing all the timelines. I'm just comparing. What does this one say? What does that one say? Okay, sorry for the paper there. Okay, we're going to page 34. Okay, now here we go. Okay, the vehicle then returns to, so this is all about the timeline, right? So let's just go up to this one. On February 27th at 3:18 hours, Jennifer's vehicle is seen driving east. So then he takes Jennifer's vehicle. He goes back to Maddie's body in that direction, in that area, at least twice. That is so scary. In the middle of the night to 3 in the morning, this guy's driving around going back there. I don't know if he was moving the body. I don't know if he was jumping over the fence, and who knows if he's like a Ted Bundy type. I don't know if you know what I'm referring to, but what? My goodness. Anyway, so they say the vehicle is then seen again turning west on the Highway 192 from Old Hickory Tree Road at 4:09. So they talk about February 27th. The vehicle then returns to the Venetian Bay at approximately 4:30. A more detailed timeline is included with Detective Cabral's supplement. While the arrest warrant was being written and obtained by Detective Moore, at approximately 16:45 hours, I contacted Jennifer in a conference room at the sheriff's office. Jennifer was asked questions about Madeline being missing and the dynamics of the household. She stated her and Stephan had been dating on and off for approximately 7 years. So that's now a repeat of what we read earlier. And they say, if I go to the highlighted part here, Jennifer stated that she was woken up the next morning by Stephan attempting to put a leash on a dog. Oh man, I've got something to say about just everything here, because why is he attempting to put a leash on a dog? Meaning, for anyone who has dogs, wouldn't you normally just show them the leash and they get oh, so excited to go walking? Because apparently Maddie or Jenn would usually walk the dog. So that dog did not like Stephan, is what I'm gathering. Because the dog is just oh crap, get away from me, bro. I don't want that leash anywhere near me, as much as the dog probably wants a walk, right? Oh my word. Okay, so attempting to put a leash on their dog. Stephan told Jennifer to go back to bed because he would take care of walking the dog. Right, and moving her deceased only daughter's body from the passenger seat to the trunk and then coming back for a coffee. I mean, what? Stephan is really, he's the worst, okay? Based on everything we know, everything he's accused of, he's innocent until proven guilty, but you know what I mean. I think it's much darker and more sinister than we can imagine. So, it says, right, we've read that, okay? Stephan told Jennifer to go back to bed. Yes, okay, so Jennifer went back to sleep because it sounds like what Stephan tells her to do, she does, unfortunately. It sounds to me like Jenn Soto lacks some boundary setting skills and she believes him. She's naive, right? She believes him. Okay. So that's one angle of looking at it. Of course, we could look at it another way. We could look at her a completely different way. But anyway, so they said, Jennifer stated that, okay, wait. Stephan told Jennifer to go back to bed because he would take care of walking the dog. So Jennifer went back to sleep. Jennifer stated that Madeline must have got dressed for school in her room because her phone was left on the nightstand. So now we know where the phone was left, all right? All right, so phone was left on the nightstand. That is where they found her phone as well. Even though she'd taken it with to the school and driven around and everything, I think detectives, from what I read in some of these reports, found it in Madeline's makeshift room. I wouldn't call it her room. That little partitioned off area, which is just very sad. One of the questions we're going to answer in this document study is, was it always that way, or did she have a room before, right? Okay, so then Jennifer stated that Stephan said, are you listening? Did it make someone go, yeah, okay, I'm listening, right? So Jennifer stated that Stephan said he was impressed on how quickly, I don't know with how quickly they were able to get out of the house to go to school. Oh, were you impressed with how quickly you got a dead body out of the house? I mean, like, what the hell is he saying? Jennifer says Stephan said that he was impressed with how quickly they were able to get out of the house to go to school. Now, on that day, February 26th of 2024, sunrise was at 6:47 a.m. and it was 10 degrees that morning. 10 degrees Celsius, sorry. It was like 55-ish Fahrenheit. 50-ish? 55. Somewhere there. Sorry, I work in Celsius, so I was like 10 degrees Celsius. A little bit cold, right? I just want to see, I may have written it down. Just wait. Yeah, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And sunrise at 6:47 a.m. So if he's waking Jen with the attempt with the dog with a leash and all that and saying, don't worry, I'll take the dog for a walk. Did he take the dog for a walk? Because that'll be even more crazy, like leaving Maddie in the car. I would speculate he put Maddie in the vehicle in the early hours of the morning. 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, maybe it's 6:30 before all the other roommates wake up. And that's also why I speculate it's either in the early hours of the morning or things are happening downstairs and he's out the front door before anyone from upstairs is really aware, right? Kylie Thomas, thank you so much. He said, thank you. Thanks for your brilliant review of the information. Love from Kylie UK. Oh, thank you so much. Darkly Concealed is like, WTF. I know, right? WTF. Okay, so Stephan's very impressed with himself of how quickly, they were able to get out of the house to go to school. Stephan told Jennifer that Madeline was asleep most of the ride to school. We know, based on what police have said, she was deceased, not asleep, okay? However, he was still able to ask her about eating at McDonald's, according to Stephan. Jennifer stated that they had recently ended their relationship and he moved back to Northport, Florida to stay with his parents. He's a 37-year-old man, okay? 37-year-old man being like, I'm breaking up with my girlfriend. Then he's got some other girlfriend, like, for a little bit in between. And then he's going to move back in with his mom. Like, this guy. Oh, my word. Wow. Okay. So, Jennifer said she ended the relationship because, why? We didn't know this before. That's a good answer, okay? Just to know why. Why did you break up with him? What for? Because he was a messy person? I'm very sorry to say, but did you see that house? To me, it looks like she's a messy person too. But okay, she says she broke up with him because he's a messy person. I would just say he's a damn mess. He's a bum. Like, he's just like leeching off everyone. Painting his little figurines. Totally predatory. Messy person. That's why you broke up with him. Not a hunch that he's maybe after your daughter. Just saying, on my word. Wow. Penny Lot says, gee, so proud of you. You worked so hard. And it's been great to watch you come on your own. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all for being here, by the way. I hope that you are enjoying the study of, the timeline. I'm like obsessed with this timeline because I think when you study the timeline, that's when the deception starts really popping up of like, wait, he said, she said, this one said, that one. You put it all together and you're like, what? D's Creative Hands Crochet says, I watch your channel more than anyone else's. Thank you so much. You're like, you rock, G. Oh, thank you so much. Pearl Girl's Opinion says, did they state the condition of Maddie's body when he moved Maddie to the trunk? They said it appeared to be limp. So rigor mortis had not yet set in, which would take 6 to 12 hours, right? So that time in the morning, 9:40, you see what I'm saying? 3:40, between 3:40 and 6, things are happening. Bad things. Murder's happening. Apparently strangulation is happening. What and why? Why would he do that? The motive is still like, I've got answers, but let's not discuss those now. Meaning, in my own mind, Let's not go down that rabbit hole now. We'll get lost. Amanda, thank you. All right, so sorry, I'm going to put these on the screen. Let me answer this one quickly. Do we know if Madeline died in the house or in the car? What do you believe? Jen said she heard Madeline's voice. No, she said she heard people getting ready in the morning. She wasn't sure if it was Maddie or not, which is quite odd. A mother should be able to recognize her own daughter's voice, but okay, that's what she said. And from everything I'm reading, it seems like in the house, okay? So we were here. Jennifer said she ended the relationship because he was a messy person. Jennifer said they didn't have a sexual relationship because her medications affected her sex drive. I asked Jennifer who drives her vehicle, and she said only her and Stephan. But later she says that, ooh, no, it's like, why did Stephan drive his dad's car to take Maddie to school and not your car? And she says, ooh, because he wasn't on the insurance, so I didn't want to take that risk. So she got different answers for that as well, right? Which is why people are waving a giant red flag. Jenn Soto, it's not to attack someone out of nowhere. It's like, nothing's adding up. There are blatant lies and many inconsistencies that is like, why the lies, right? So anyway, there she says, who drives it? Only her and Stephan. She said that Stephan, her and Stephan. Jennifer said Stephan took her vehicle Monday night. But later says he didn't like drive. She wasn't going to let him drive the vehicle because of the insurance, right? But now she says he took her vehicle on Monday night because he decided to go drive around searching for Madeline. He wasn't searching for her. He apparently went back to that area where he had put her body, which we don't even want to be a fly on that wall. I didn't even know what he was up to, right? Lucy said Maddie woke up. She was going to tell. SS grabbed the leash and used it to silence her. JS knew all and stayed out of the way or help. Thank you, Lucy, for your speculation on the matter. Very interesting. Could be plausible. Now, Willow is... Can you hear Willow or no? Stop it. Willow wants to talk as well. Okay. So, I asked Jennifer who drives the vehicle. We said that, right? So, because he decided to go drive around. He called it cruising. This would have been when Stephan traveled back to St. Cloud in the early morning hours of the 27th of Feb of 2024. Orange County detectives had previously shown Jennifer photographs of Stephan's penis for identification purposes. We went over that earlier now in the stream. I contacted Stephan in an interview room at the sheriff's office. Stephan was asleep when I entered the room along with Corporal Ilgen. Now that we also read just a bit earlier, okay? So Madeline, he says, I asked Stephan if he stayed. Now this is interesting, okay? I asked Stephan if he stayed in the same room as Madeline the entire night. What's his answer? Stephan said he was up and down, you know. Oh, that's my theory too. Yeah, you were up and down those stairs, right? But he said he was up and down, maybe to grab a drink. But he never slept in Jennifer's bed that night. Stephan stated that Madeline would set her alarm around 7 to 7:30 and would then snooze for a while. But yet he claims they left at like 7:35. So that story is already not making sense. He said, 7:35, he was already at the complex dumpster. Yeah, getting rid of Maddie's backpack, one croc, and her laptop in the backpack. Okay, but he claims here, the alarm was between 7 and 7:30, and then she would snooze for a while. There's a lie. We could just call out lies all day in this case, right? Dawn, Grandma of 3, welcome. So, moving on. Right, so it says, Stephan stated they eventually make it out the door. This contradicts his prior statement saying that they made good time getting out of the house to drop her off. Stephan said that he was giving Jennifer updates as the morning went along, meaning he was telling Jennifer when Madeline was getting dressed and leaving. I don't think so. Also, he accidentally forgot his phone at home. And you know what? Wow. Madeline, according to him, and Jen also accidentally forgot her phone at home. Coincidence, huh? Coincidence. Okay. All right. Now, they say, this was also not true. As Jennifer stated, the only time they spoke is when he was getting the leash on the dog and he told her to go back to sleep. Stephan said they had time to kill since they were too early for school, so he returned home because he forgot his gate clicker at the complex. But in other stories, he talks about they got up early to go for a special birthday breakfast, basically, to McDonald's, or a special breakfast is what he said. However, When Stephan arrived at the gate, he had his gate clicker in his hand while speaking to the security guard at Venetian Bay. Stephan said Madeline was wearing a green sweatshirt, black shorts, and white crocs when he dropped her off. Okay, I'm going to say something about that in a moment. Alley Cat says, Alley Cat, OMG, I made it live. Hi. You said, I love how you break down cases. Do you ever cover smaller cases? Would love to chat with you about one my family's going through. You're welcome to email me, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. I generally pick cases that obviously my entire audience will watch. So I do it for the Grizzlies. I get lots of requests, but feel free to send me one. grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com, right? I look at all of them. So thank you. So what I want to say about that yesterday, depending on when you're watching this, okay, it's on the playlist. Today is August 23rd. So on August 22nd, we listened to the police interview of that security guard. And he said he saw a female in the car and she was slumped over and there was like her hair was over her face and he thought she was sleeping. He wasn't sure. But can you imagine in hindsight how he's thinking back, like, what? She was no longer alive? Like, what? But anyway, so if you haven't listened to that, go to listen to it. But there, Stephan said Madeline was wearing a green sweatshirt, black shorts, and white crocs. But she wasn't found in black shorts. She was wearing blue jeans. So I don't know why Jenn and Stephan both say black shorts, especially when it's a little bit cold. It was 50 degrees Fahrenheit that morning, 10 degrees Celsius, shorts. And you see, Stephan and Jenn were the ones to introduce the crocs, which is why I'm saying either what a slip up or what the hell is going on to leave one or forget one or leave one, I don't know, of Maddie's crocs in Jenn's room in plain sight. I mean, it wasn't hard for the cops to find that other croc. What? Welcome. So, this is a different description that he provided deputies during the initial contact. As the interview went on, I asked Stephan if Madeline has ever been sexually active with anyone else. We already read that story, his little story of, she wasn't scolded for it, right? While I was conducting interviews with Jennifer and Stephan, Detective Bellardus from the Orange County Sheriff's Office learned that the garbage dumpster from Venetian Bay had not been collected since Stephan is seen on video throwing several items away. Now, what's interesting, we've actually seen cases like this where the smarty pants alleged criminal thinks, it's almost trash day. We've seen that a lot, actually. Remember, like, Quentin Simon's case? Well, here, the trash was going to be picked up on Wednesday. That's what I found when I researched that, Wednesday. And so he was throwing things away on Monday, probably thinking, by the time anyone realizes anything, if they ever do, trash will be gone. And he threw a lot of things in there. They don't specify exactly what beyond the backpack and the laptop in the backpack and the croc and that bag and all of that, right? It's like a plastic bag. If you didn't know, the backpack was in a plastic bag, croc was in there, and it was covered in what looks like paint, okay? So the thing is, he went to the dumpster at least 4 times. What else was he throwing in there? So once was the bag with the backpack and the croc. Another time was in the afternoon, which was his spare tire because he had a flat, right? What did he throw away the other 2 times? That's pretty scary, right? Okay, so, yeah, and if you put this all together, if he was at the dumpster at 7:35 in the morning wearing a red shirt, which is ironically also there's a red shirt in the drawer in bedroom number 4, but if he was there at 7:35, when he's telling Jenn he's going to go and walk the dog, he's probably there at the dumpster. He's probably there saying, oh, don't worry, you sleep, I'm going to walk the dog. Meanwhile, he's driving with a deceased 13-year-old in the car. That's what police believe, right? That she was already deceased, okay? Driving to the dumpster to throw away things. What? And they do a little loop around and make up a story. By the way, from the evidence photos I've looked at, which I will show you at some point, we have so much to talk about. Oh my goodness, it's so much data to work through, right? But you know the Danish pastries he talks about? He talks about, arguing with Maddie about McDonald's and yes, she wants it, no, she doesn't want it, okay, but then maybe convinces her and then says he gave her a Danish pastry. He said a cheese Danish pastry. Well, in room number 4, there's ironically a little packet of Danish pastries. And I'm like, oh my word, this guy like packed snacks along and he just took that along with him that morning and just made up this whole story? Wow. Swissman says, Willow, come back. Look for some for your treats. Don't tell Fury. I can't see her now. I think she just ran out because Mr. Grizzly's going to give her some treats. Thank you so much. That will go to Willow and Fury, okay? Willow will share with Fury. So, okay, then now they say, so I think that Stephan thought Monday it's fine. Because why the hell would he go there when this camera is right there? What is he doing? Either he's that dumb, which is possible, or he thought, whatever, the trash will get fetched on Wednesday and no one will know. They won't know. They're gonna know. Thank goodness they were able to stop that, right? So Detective Bellardus arranged for the dumpster to be collected and transported to this McLeod Road, where the dumpster was emptied in a secure area away from all other trash. The Orange County Sheriff's Office Forensic Unit responded and assisted in searching through the trash from the dumpster. Crime scene investigators located a tire, which was in the trash, and near the tire was a plastic bag that looked similar to the one that Stephan is seen on camera throwing away. Inside the bag was a black backpack with a Hawaiian print. It was grey hibiscus flowers. Inside the backpack was an Orange County Public Schools laptop computer belonging to Madeline Soto. Also in the bag was a single croc. The croc matched one that was found in the residence where Madeline resided. These items were collected by the Orange County Sheriff's Office crime scene investigators and submitted into evidence. All right. Now, I do think you probably want to see this. So just hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. I'll show you some of those photos, okay? Hold on, because maybe you've never seen the dumpster. I just have to be careful because those Stephan Sterns naked photos are in there because they had to collect evidence, but I won't show you that. I just want to make sure on what I click on here. Just hold on 1 second. Okay. I'm going to show you. Wait for it. Just stand by. Believe me, I have to be cautious here. Okay, so we're going to start with this. All right. Bring it across here. Okay, there we go. So, here, so sad to see, my goodness, looking for a 13-year-old's school laptop and backpack and things in here. Okay. There's the trash from the dumpster. Hope you guys could see nicely, right? We're gonna keep going. Just look at this pile of stuff there to work through. I just want to make sure, do you need me to brighten it a bit, or can you see? Let me just quickly, like that? How about that? Okay. So I could see here from what I've seen here. Okay, there we go. Look at that. We're getting to it. Here's the tire. There's the tire that he threw in there as well. Just want to make this neater for us and bigger. So just hold on. We'll resize for the document again. Like that. Okay. Busted, bro. There's the tire. And there, how sad. There's the croc. There's the one croc. Okay. There's her backpack. Look at the paint. In a plastic bag. Wow. Thank you, everyone. The mods are reminding everyone there will be a Court TV premiere with Vinny and G. Wow. I don't know if I thought I would see that, hey? Vinny Politan. With me featured there. It's 7:15 p.m. Eastern today. So if you are watching live with me, just know what's happening. It's 7:15 Eastern on Court TV. Mary said, I think he was getting off on leaving clues in plain sight, including driving around with her body, doing stuff in front of cameras, etc. All part of his sick mind games, right? Like, it's quite arrogant of him. Very cocky, very brazen. Thinking he's going to probably get away with this. He probably liked that, I don't know, that vibe, right? Thank you, Mary, for that. It's a theory. We're speculating. Okay. There's the croc. The other one is found in Jenn Soto's bedroom. Not like hidden too far. It's right there. There's one pair that's Jenn's because it says size 8. It says women's size 8. There's 2 of them that say women's size 8 in Jenn's bedroom and one other croc. And it is the one that matches this one. See here, you can see already there's paint and stuff here too. Okay, so like this. Look at it. Look at the outside of this. I still say that's why he was so confident. There's a plastic bag and it looks like paint spilling here and all kinds of things. He's so confident being like, yeah, okay. It's a black backpack with like gray hibiscus flowers. Yeah, because nobody would suspect what this would look like if you ever found it, and he thought they wouldn't, because he thought they're going to collect the trash on Wednesday. Kathy says, thank you so much for continuing to monitor and report on this case. Sweet Maddie was so vulnerable. She deserved a long life, but at the very least, she deserves justice. Can't believe I made in time for live stream. Thank you for being here. And yeah, this is one of those cases, you know, we like to learn lessons, you know, to keep others safe. Like we teach the DV distress signal, right? And all of that here at Grizzly True Crime. And there's so many lessons in this case. So, you know, even if Jenn Soto is never, if she never faces any consequences for anything, is never charged for anything, all of that, yeah, there's so many lessons. It will serve as a reminder of just like, be very careful who you allow around your children, right? Jeannie, welcome. So, Andrea said, I think he put paint on it so no dumpster divers would take it out and use it. That's a good point as well. Veronica said, in my opinion, they will charge her, but I think the prosecution is waiting for the trial first. I agree, to have her as a witness, right? To use her as a witness. Then after that, they'll charge her. They need to charge her. Poor girl needs justice. And Helen said, my theory, Stern found Maddie's diary and saw she was likely to expose him, and that's why he killed her. That's a good point as well. Could be. Good theory too. Donna, welcome. Okay, so, and believe me, you do not want to see the rest. Because it goes from that, ugh, look at that close up. Look at this guy. Dead in the eyes. Okay, wait, I must just be very careful now. Hold on. Okay, yeah, they show his hands. Okay, to take it off again to make sure. Other side of his hands. There's no life in those eyes. Look at this guy. Oh my word. This is like his booking photos when they collected evidence and swabbed him. So I'll show you this. Oh no. No. Put it back on, sir. Put it back on. And by the way, I was wondering, you know that Reddit account Sustanet? Yeah. Grizzly Cats is traumatizing. He actually has a tattoo of Sustanet on his back. Sorry for this close-up, everyone. But there it is. Sustanet. The same as his Reddit name. Whoa, bro. Like, okay. You really like that name, huh? Okay, so we've got that. And I just want to show you one more thing. I'll show you this only for context, okay? Hold on. Trigger warning. See these boxer shorts right here? You see the brand and everything? Yeah, boxer shorts like that are also found in Maddie's room. I want to see if I could find that quickly. Just hold on 1 second. Show you. So, wait, yeah. Okay. See? You see that? And there's panties with stains on it, where the police took a picture of. It's very sad to see all of this, like, there's stains on the bedding, there's things happening in this room, the detectives think happening in that room, and they also think, based on what they found on his phone, that he was wearing a red Deadpool shirt, and it sounds like that all happened that night, in my opinion. Things were happening here, downstairs. This is the downstairs area, right? Now just quickly hold on. I want to quickly go to show you while we're here, and then we're going to carry on with the document. I shall be showing you, wait, it's so difficult to like navigate all these photos. Hold on. I want to show you Jenn Soto's room. We've seen Maddie's makeshift room, right? Yes. Okay, so here, if you look here where I'm pointing, I'm like trying to point there. Here is Jenn Soto's room. And if you look, here's a table, and there is Maddie's room, her partitioned off area. Look how close those two are, right? So I don't know what all went on in this house, especially that night, because Jenn was sleeping there in that room and said she sent Stephan and Maddie upstairs. But something was going on in that room, and Maddie's croc was found in this room. Weird, right? Why would a croc be found in this room? In Jenn Soto's room? That's so crazy. Anyway, so as you can see, I can go down a rabbit hole when we just look at photos. Like just the photos alone will be there forever. Okay, so let's just keep going with the document, which is why we're going to make sure we deep dive all of this methodically, listen to the audio, we've got everything, and do our very best to understand what's going on and what happened in this case, right? So you guys saw the underpants he was wearing in that photo and the one in Maddie's room. That underpants right there. That's what so if you watch the Court TV premiere later, you'll see me mention, and as I say, I'm time restricted there. So I would love like an hour to give my entire theory of this downstairs activity. But like, there's these boxer shorts. There's panties that I think he stuffed under those blankets. And they've got like some weird stains on it, okay? And then her croc is like one croc in Jenn Soto's room. Man. And then the upstairs evidence is just so weird, like masturbation cream and a gun and what appears to be a male-specific sex toy. I mean, I've asked many people to look at these pictures. We could look at them in some time, but it looks like that. It's just weird. Okay, so are we ready to refocus, gather ourselves, and continue with the document? Now, you've seen some pictures there. That's what we're talking about here when he's saying also in the bag was a single croc. This croc matched one that was found in the residence where Madeline resided. I hope you guys are not confused. Tell me if you're confused about the crocs, because then I'm going to have to go and fetch the pictures of the crocs quickly. Okay? We can look at it at some point. It's a different folder, but I've got it. Jen's crocs and Maddie's one croc. Anyway, so they say these items were collected by the Orange County Sheriff's Office crime scene investigated and submitted into evidence. On February 29th of 2024 at approximately 7:09, we contacted Jennifer. I advised Jennifer that our crime scene technicians were there to collect additional items that were seen in Stephan's photographs. Jennifer confirmed on the morning of the 26th of Feb she was woken up by Stephan trying to put the leash on their dog. Jennifer got up and Stephan told her not to worry about it, go back to sleep. Jennifer says she doesn't remember Stephan coming back in to tell her goodbye or saying goodbye to Madeline. I wonder why. You know what I mean? In hindsight. Stanford Mom says, thanks for everything you do for true crime. So appreciate it. Thank you so much. And welcome. We'll have a members only stream tomorrow if you're watching this on Friday. Okay, so they say Jennifer stated that she wanted to believe that she saw Madeline, but she actually did not see her. So then why in the hell? Okay, that's a lesson. If you don't want the entire internet and the whole world to look at you and be like, damn, lady, you're guilty. You know what I mean? Like the vibe is just like, there's a red flag. Like, don't say things that you don't know. Don't say things to the media and on camera in a very serious situation when you're not searching, you're sitting at home with Stephan, you're comforting him. And then you're saying, no, she was definitely, black shorts when you didn't even see her. Don't make up crap, okay? Just say, I don't know, I didn't see her, I was sleeping. Deal with that guilt if that's what the guilt is. I was sleeping, I didn't see her leave. There you go. Say what it is, don't lie. So the liars are the problem. One, the start of problems. Okay, understatement, but she said she doesn't remember Stephan coming back in to tell her goodbye or saying goodbye to Madeline. I asked her about writing a statement to Orange County deputies about seeing Madeline on that morning. Jennifer stated, she wanted to believe she saw Madeline, but she actually didn't see her. Jennifer said Madeline picked out clothes to wear on the evening of the 25th. I wonder what time, because Jennifer only got home at 10:30. I asked Jennifer to explain her and Stephan's sex life, which she described as vanilla. Now, the very next sentence doesn't sound all that vanilla to me. She says Stephan would want to have anal sex with Jennifer. Is that vanilla? Damn, Jennifer, then what isn't? Stephan's sex life, which she described as vanilla. Stephan would want to have anal sex with Jennifer, but she said that she didn't want to. We later spoke about what medication Madeline was taking. Jennifer stated Madeline was taking 20 milligrams of Adderall and 20 milligrams of hydroxyzine. Now, the hydroxyzine is a class of medications called antihistamines, and they say it's also under the brand name Atarax and Vistarol, an antihistamine medication used in the treatment of itchiness, insomnia, anxiety, nausea, so there might be the anxiety there. But Adderall and hydroxyzine, and we know, well, we could speculate based on roommates' interviews we've heard and what Stephan Sterns' parents are saying, right? That Stephan loved his Adderall. So, was it really her Adderall? Or did he steal her Adderall? Or what was he doing? You know what I mean? I don't know. But okay, Adderall and hydroxyzine, which is a sleeping medication and anxiety medication. And Miralax for constipation. I asked Jennifer, what's her morning routine with Madeline? She said she makes sure Madeline has her school items ready while making breakfast and lunch. Jennifer said that she makes sure that Madeline takes her medications before school. I wonder if she has to take it in the morning and in the evening because, you know, they talk about, no, she has to take it before school and she has to take it at night. So maybe it's morning and evening. Could be. I just find the medication stories quite interesting. And also, even that, the medication information is interesting because Maddie had told her friends that she stopped taking her medication on Valentine's Day. And they don't know why on Valentine's Day, but she just stopped on Valentine's Day. She was so happy. It's interesting when you take it all into account, right? So, anyway, so they say, when I asked Jennifer about the sleeping, wait, we don't want to miss that sentence. Then she would take her to school. Jennifer said her entire life was dedicated to Madeline. I'm sorry to judge. Are you sure? Because again, one of the very next sentences, if you look at this last one here, it says, she said it was a selfish move because she wanted to get a good night's sleep. So her whole life is dedicated to Madeline, but she can also be selfish, which I know everyone has to meet their needs, but you know what I mean? It's like a bit of a contradiction there. Are you sure? So she said her entire life was dedicated to Madeline. When I asked Jennifer about the sleeping arrangements, Jennifer said Madeline would sleep with her most of the time, and when Stephan was there, they would all sleep in the same bed together. Jennifer said when her and Stephan broke up, she could only think of a few times that Madeline slept with Stephan in a separate room. Not one of those times was okay. Jennifer said she didn't feel comfortable with Madeline sleeping with Stephan, and it didn't look right to her. Then trust your gut. Listen, people, if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't look right, it's not right. It's probably not right. Trust your gut. Don't ignore it. You know, don't try and tell yourself, nah, it's probably me. It's probably me being paranoid. Don't do that. I've been in situations where, we've all been in situations. I'm sure we've all been where we're like, no, man, I'm just being like paranoid right now. And then it's like, oh my word, I should have listened to my gut. So if Jennifer's saying, she didn't feel comfortable with Madeline sleeping with Stephan and it didn't look right to her, I asked Jennifer when she started feeling comfortable with it and she said she never was comfortable with it. Then why is it happening? Be a parent. It's your one job. Do your job. I know she was working full-time, I guess. Actually, her family said part-time. I know you're working. You're trying to pay all the bills because Stephan is not contributing at all. You're trying to run this household. But you're a mother. Be a mother. Oh my word, it's a child depending on you. Like, what the hell? She said, yeah, she was never comfortable with it. I challenged Jennifer by telling them to go to sleep together. Because if you're never comfortable with it, why are you directing them upstairs? To a room with a gun, masturbation cream, maybe sex toys, a tripod, and many locks, okay? Many locks on that door. Why are you directing them upstairs if you're not comfortable with it? And the answer is, and she said it was a selfish move because she wanted a good night's sleep. You got to make some sacrifices then, lady. My goodness. You know? Wow. Okay. So, this is just like, on February 29th of 2024 at approximately 19:33 hours, Sergeant Brewer and myself contacted one of the roommates, Angelica, who's, they say, one of Jennifer's roommates. Angelica was placed under oath and she provided the following statement. I redacted the surname just to do my best to protect her, right? Even though we heard Jennifer say the names. Jennifer stated that Jennifer said she arrived home at approximately 23:30 hours. So sometimes she said 10:30, a day she says 11:30. So you telling me you arrive home at 11:30, okay? And your 13-year-old is not yet asleep, okay? Now you're all going to put on Sister Act. What, immediately? Okay, they're all watching Sister Act and then they don't finish it. She's directing them upstairs. And I thought that was around 11. But okay, she says she arrives home. Pay attention to the times. At approximately 23:30 on the 25th. I asked if she'd seen Madeline or Jennifer when she got home. This is this one. They worded it wrong. Angelica was placed. Jennifer stated she arrived home. Okay, maybe Jennifer stated Angelica arrived home. Okay. Jennifer arrives home approximately 10:30. I would love to have some of those ring cams for some actual evidence of who's arriving home when and why. So let's say Angelica arrives home at 23. I asked if she had seen Madeline or Jennifer when she got home on the 25th. Angelica stated she did not see either of them and said when Jennifer takes her sleeping medication, she falls into a deep sleep. Oh dear. I worry about that, about Stephan Sterns knocking out both Jenn and Madeline. Because in many of those CSAM images on Stephan's phone, it appears the victim was asleep when he's doing all sorts of stuff to her and taking photos and videos, okay? Angelica stated she did hear noises coming from the bedroom next to her, which would be Stephan's bedroom where he and Madeline slept. Even the way she says that. Okay, but okay, maybe the cops are saying that. Jennifer told Angelica that her and Stephan had not had a sexual relationship within the past 6 months. Angelica stated on the 26th she woke up between 9:30 and she went downstairs to make breakfast around 10:30. This is the roommate now. So that's on the 26th, on the Monday. Stephan's already been, so let's just look at this quickly. She woke up between 9:30, she went downstairs at 10:30. So what was Stephan doing? At 10:14, he entered the east gate. Apparently at 10:18, he called Jenn Soto. At 10:54, he parks next to the dumpster and he's in a blue shirt now. So he got home, changed his shirt, went back to the dumpster. Exited through the main gate again. LJ, forever. Thank you so much. So she did hear noises. I just worry about the going up and down and what's really going on. All right? So then, which would be Stephan's bedroom? Jennifer told Angelica that her and Stephan had not had sexual relationship within the past 6 months. Angelica stated she woke up between 9:30 and went downstairs to make breakfast around 10:30. Angelica stated she saw Stephan in the residence at that time. Angelica said Stephan was acting odd and going upstairs and downstairs and in and out of the apartment that morning. And we know back and forth to the dumpster. Okay? So, someone said, Paula, one other podcaster, I hope YouTuber. I'm not a podcaster, right? I'm a YouTuber. Refer to you as the queen of true crime. I agree. Thank you so much. Is it true crime with strategic eyes? Or is it guilty of crime? Thank you so much. So, they say he was acting odd. Now I wonder exactly how odd was he acting, but she does say a little bit. He was going upstairs, downstairs, in and out of the apartment that morning. Stephan was also washing clothes. Oh, the lazy maggot is now doing something around the house. He's washing clothes all of a sudden, which she's never seen him do. When Angelica left for work at approximately 15:40 hours, Stephan was there. Angelica got home from work at approximately 2300 hours, and that is when Jennifer told her that Madeline was missing. So see, at 3:40 in the afternoon, Stephan's there. I wish she said what he was doing exactly at 3:40. But that was one of the questions Vinnie Politan asked me. What was Stephan doing at that time? Where Jennifer's like waiting at the school and then she figures out Maddie's gone. What exactly is he doing? Playing video games, I don't know. Clearing his digital content, factory resetting his phone. Who knows? And that was at 3:40. I just want to see. So at 3:24, he had just been to the dumpster again. He went at least 4 times that day. At 3:28, he returns to the dumpster with more items to throw away. And at 4:36, he returned for more items in the dumpster. So that's what he was doing. Going to the dumpster. A lot. Okay? Miss Holmes says, gee, did Angelica see him carrying anything either up or down that morning? I would love to know what he was carrying up or down, or going up and down the stairs doing what? Washing clothes. Which clothes? And did he wash the clothes, then throw the clothes away? Worry about all that. So, Angelica got home from work at approximately 2300. That's when Jennifer told her Madeline was missing. Angelica said Jennifer was crying and very emotional. Angelica described Stephan's emotions as calm and not how someone would act if their child was missing. Well, it isn't his child, so that would make sense. But yeah, he is all calm. For someone that he's so close to for so many years, we know the hindsight now, but you know what I mean? At the time, it's like, whoa, he's extraordinarily calm. And not how someone would act if their child was missing. Later during the interview, I showed a photograph that was located. Now listen to this. They're interviewing this roommate, okay? They're like, what did you see? What did you hear? He was odd. He was washing clothes. You're doing this. And then they say, hey, by the way, here's a photograph that we found on Stephan's phone of a nude female in a bathroom. And this roommate, Angelica's like, oh my word, that's me. She says she identified the person in the photograph as her, which she did not give him permission to take those pictures. Imagine that. Imagine that moment. Imagine that in hindsight. That is so terrible. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I just want to see how long we've been because I want to make sure that I keep your attention and chunk it appropriately. We've just gone over an hour, right? Okay, we're good. We're good. So, because we're probably going to have to do a part 2 tomorrow, okay? Just so you know. So you have to come back. If you're only here now and maybe watch the replay but tomorrow, come back for part 2 because I'm sure there will be one at the rate we're going now because there's so much to discuss. Now, on March 1st of 2024 at approximately 11:57, Detective Smallwood and I contacted Jennifer at her residence for a follow-up interview. I advised Jennifer that we'd be taking her to Orange County Sheriff's Office to retrieve her vehicle. I advised Jennifer that I would be taking over the investigation and there would be a press conference this day to announce it. Jennifer asked, when I said we, did we mean homicide? I mean, what? She already had a hunch or knowledge. One could look at it either way, but a hunch. She's like, do you mean homicide? I told Jennifer I meant we as in the Kissimmee Police Department, but yes, we'll be working it as a homicide because we had a strong belief that Madeline was deceased. Jennifer became silent for a few moments and started to cry. Jennifer said she'd been avoiding the internet because of the things being said or leaked to the media, and it was traumatizing for her. It's a bit of a contradictory statement to say she'd avoided the media because it was traumatizing for her, but that means you didn't avoid it. You saw it. You saw it. You know what I mean? She does a lot of, like Jenn Soto says a lot of contradictory things. Like, my entire life was Madeline, but then yes, it was a selfish move. I just wanted to sleep, okay? And like, I avoided the internet and all the leaks, but it was traumatizing for me at the same time. All right. So I know it would probably mean she looked at it a bit, was traumatized by it, was like, oh crap, and then just like stopped looking at it, which is probably the healthy choice because, yeah, it's the internet after all. Anyway, so, and everybody's worried about Madeline, especially at that point. Do you guys remember? Were you there when we watched the press conference together? Oh my goodness, this case escalated quickly, right? By the 28th of Feb, Stephan Sterns was arrested. We were like, whoa, the boyfriend. We just watched the interviews. Oh my goodness. Okay. I asked Jennifer where all she had physically looked for Madeline since she'd gone missing. Jennifer said she has not looked anywhere for Madeline because she wanted to be home in case she came back home. Like, guys, I don't have children, but I do have cats, and they are our kids. Judge that if you want, okay? But if one of them is just not seen with, if I don't know where they are at all times, I freak out. I'm looking everywhere. I'm considering every possibility. I'm looking over the balcony. I'm going outside in case I'm going outside. I'm like panicking. I cannot imagine your only daughter missing and being like, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait. And we'll find out later. Turn her phone off? You know, Maddie accidentally left her phone there is the story, right? Why are you turning the phone off? Because we find that out later. Like she had it on charge for a bit and then she turned it off. Why? If she's out there in the woods, okay? Would you not want to just keep her phone and your phone and Stephan's phone on? In case she can get to a payphone, she can't remember, your number or whatever, but she knows her own number, whatever it is. Don't you want, like, oh my goodness, these are like obvious things, right? Obvious things. So anyway, damn, there's a lot of people here. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so yes, okay, we're gonna get to this document just gets more and more interesting. Okay, so again, I'm sure we're gonna do a part 2. Come back then for that. Let's keep going though, because we're gonna get to Stephan Sterns googling some very hardcore medication, as in like an anesthetic type of tranquilizer thing. We're gonna get to that. I'll get to the name of it and everything. 2 weeks prior. And being so stressed the night before he went there. And his parents say on Saturday night he was so stressed. Oh, so now we're refining the timeline, you see. So he did go there on Sunday. Because the story between Jen and Stephan is like, he was there on Saturday, maybe Sunday, all of that. Okay. Now, they say, I still can't believe Jennifer's like, when you say we, do you mean homicide? Oh, my word. I don't know. That was a leap. Hey, that was a leap. Pull the reins, lady. What are you saying? So anyway, she said she's not looked anywhere. And as I say, if it's a freaking animal, a pet, I don't know, if my toothbrush goes missing, I'm going to be like, oh my word, where is it? If my phone is missing, I'm sure you guys know this. If you're attached to your phone like I am, just misplace your phone for 5 minutes and see how you panic. Your daughter is missing and you're just going to wait there and see if she just rocks up? What? Buddy says, Hembry, thank you so much. Hi all. The judge can reject a plea deal, yes or no? And if so, it would go to SCOTUS or would just be sent back again and again for years. In that case, he would never receive a death penalty sentence. That sounds like a question for lawyers. So if there's anyone that knows the answer to that, feel free to answer that. Thank you, buddy, thank you so much for your sticker. Okay. Jennifer said that she's been staying at her sister's house because she didn't want to be seen in public. I wonder if that's still true, because I know a lot of people are like, where is she now? Like, where is she? I don't know where she is, and we don't want to stalk her, harass her. No one should do that, okay? Don't do that. The point is, everybody's been wondering, where is she since? Because she hasn't spoken to the media. She hasn't spoken to anyone. She hasn't been in public from what we know. So where is she? Maybe staying with her sister, okay? And so they say because she wanted to be... because she didn't want to be seen in public. I asked Jennifer if Madeline had any siblings, and she said that she was married to a guy named Stephen. Now, you got to pay attention. She was dating Stephan Sterns, and there's an ex-husband called Stephen. And Stephen's going to tell us some things as well, which is very interesting too. All right? So, Stephen is someone she was married to, and he had a daughter that was raised along with Madeline. That would be the only person who would be considered a sibling. All right. But doesn't her biological dad also have a daughter? Because his name is not Stephen. So I'm just saying, like, okay. Anyway, so then they go, wait, we've got to go up here. Jennifer and Stephan has been around Stephen and his daughter a few times. Jennifer said that Stephen lived in Williamsburg, which is by SeaWorld. I asked Jennifer if her or Stephan was in contact with Stephen, and she said yes, by text messages and phone calls. I asked Jennifer if I could see those messages, and she handed me her phone and said yes. I asked Jennifer how Stephen found out about Madeline, and she said that she told him. Stephen was in shock when he heard the news. Yeah, one would think. Right? Then Jennifer said she had to go out and purchase some small items, and she felt like she shouldn't be outside because of the attention this case has received. Jennifer said she didn't want to end up hospitalized for her mental health. Valid. Look after your mental health. I understand, right, that she's saying that. But also the number one concern is, of course, your daughter. And looking for her. She's missing at this point, right? Did you guys pick up on that audio where Jenn Soto says, are you going to keep her phone forever? Why would she say that if she thought that Madeline was alive and coming back? That's why I feel like she has guilty knowledge, man. I think she knows more than she's putting on. Because why would you say, are you going to keep her phone forever? No, we're going to keep it until Madeline comes back. Because she was a missing person at that point. Did you pick that up? That was crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Detective Smallwood asked Jennifer what medication she used to help her sleep. Jennifer said it was called Geodon, but the bottle says Ziprasidone. Jennifer said she has to take it with food, and within 30 minutes to an hour, she's asleep. Jennifer said Madeline would take hydroxyzine for her anxiety and also to help her sleep. Jennifer was asked if Stephan has attempted to reach out to her since he was arrested, and she became upset and said no. And it would be stupid if he did. Again, could you clarify, lady? Why would it be stupid if he did? That's such a weird thing to say. Like, that would be a dumb move. And she already says to her ex-husband, Stephan made a lot of mistakes, like factory resetting his phone. Mistakes! I don't know. It just sounds weird to me. Now, by the way, if we go to... She said that she takes Geodon, but the bottle says Ziprasidone. Let me quickly see. I looked it up here. Ziprasidone, Uncle Google tells me, is an atypical antipsychotic approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, for the treatment of schizophrenia, bipolar mania, and acute agitation in individuals with schizophrenia. Okay, so she's taking this, it's like an atypical antipsychotic medication, which she says she has to take it with food, and within 30 minutes to an hour, she's asleep. All right. And so she shared online on her Instagram that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And Stephan Sterns' parents say they were armchair diagnosing Madeline as developing symptoms of bipolar disorder. Okay, so, but let's not armchair diagnose. We don't do that here. Okay, so I'm just giving context of maybe why she would be given that medication. EM says, taking the chance to wake up the mother of the child you just killed by messing around with a dog leash? Why not just forget about the dog that morning? Makes no sense. It's another Jenn lie. It's another Jenn and Stephan lie, in my opinion. The two of them, in my opinion, they got to lie together for this to work. This story. Wow. Okay. So, Jill says no sound on the court TV. You must just click the button to unmute it. The default is always mute. Okay. So just click the sound on. But don't worry, it's going to be on YouTube later. So, let's keep going. They say it would be stupid if he did. Okay, that's a very interesting statement there. Moving on. Jennifer stated we asked her about Stephan's sexual kinks, and she said that she remembered last night that he had an anal sex kink. Why would you just suddenly remember that? Just like, you know what, I was thinking about this last night, and yeah, besides saying he was vanilla in the bedroom, he had this one kink. Okay. Sarah, welcome. So, they say, Jennifer said she always refused when Stephan would want anal sex with her. Jennifer also remembered that Stephan would be easily angered and very irritable and negative about things. Jennifer said Stephan would only get angry at Madeline over normal parenting things, or if Madeline didn't want to do what was asked of her. Okay, what was asked of her? Please do tell us. What was asked of her when the leech, the spineless maggot parasite in the house, is asking what of her? Because Madeline told her counselor, he's weird. He just hangs around and eats our food. What was he asking of her beyond all the horrific other things he was asking of her? Like saying, I'm going to count to 3 and you're going to do this and this to me. And then you get to play with your phone. And then you get to watch cartoons. If you didn't know that, we've gone over those documents before, the CSAM charges, right? But how dare he get angry with Madeline over normal parenting things? He's not a normal parent's ass. He's not a parent at all. He's a predator. He's a predator and a groomer. Okay, so like, wow, over normal parenting things. Why is he even, be careful who's around your kids and parenting your kids for you, you know what I mean? Wow. Okay, Jennifer stated that she had given Stephan the benefit of the doubt. Don't do that. Learned that also from Laura Richards. She's like, benefit of the doubt. No, that's not a good idea. Benefit of the doubt. If you don't know who Laura Richards is, she is an expert in domestic violence, stalking, coercive control, which sounds like sometimes people speculate this case may have signs of coercive control from Stephan Sterns, right? So yeah, that's who I'm referring to. And her channel is called Crime Analyst, and her podcast is called Crime Analyst. Go check it out if you've never checked it out yet. Claudia said her phone was her last defense line to call for help in case something's wrong. No kid forgets their phone. So easy nowadays. Don't buy it. Even in the Delphi case, these girls have their phones. And you know what else? Remember when we studied that 896-page document? It's called Part 1, 2, and 3. If it's on the playlist, if you missed it, it's very interesting as well. Okay, there's so much in this case. I can't even believe the volume of data in this case that we're receiving. So, when we looked at that, one of Maddie's friends said that she had an asthma pump. And sometimes during PE classes, she would like want to go to the locker and get her asthma pump. I'm like, asthma? So if Jenn Soto's only daughter, 13 years old, is missing, and the media is asking you and police are asking you any medical complications, issues, anything we should know about? No, only that she's ADHD and maybe on the autism spectrum. How about mentioning the asthma? And then people say, I've seen people in my comment section saying, she didn't have asthma. Oh, really? Because there was an asthma pump in the backpack, which Stephan Sterns threw away in the dumpster. They unpacked the backpack and showed all the photos. And there's an asthma pump in there. So I'm like, you forgot to mention that. So they were not worried about Madeline's need to breathe in a scary, panicked situation, like maybe being abducted. Stephan Sterns will later think, he tells his dad, I think she was abducted. That church area, he says, is very common for abductions, for kidnappings and abductions. Like, what a liar, my word. but you never thought to tell anyone that, oh my word, she needs her asthma pump. She must be so scared. Is she cold? Is she hungry? Does she have an asthma pump? That's why no. Freaking red flag. Okay, so now it says Jennifer said Stephan, that's interesting as well. She gave Stephan the benefit of the doubt about when he told her that he dropped off at school. Again, don't give the benefit of the doubt. Just don't. Rather, just trust your gut. Okay, use your brain. Trust your gut. It's better in life. Benefit of the doubt. I'm sure we've all done it. Doesn't work out very well in general. Rather be hyper vigilant. Be careful. Protect yourself. Protect your children. Animals, everyone. Protect everyone, right? This whole community that we have here at Grizzly True Crime is all about protection, which is why we have a bear as our mascot. Grizzly bear, right? Wait, I want to say your name properly. Kadijati? Kadijat. I want to say it right. Kadijati. Thank you so much. So then Jennifer said, now she's throwing him right under the bus immediately. Okay, which is a little bit interesting given the situation, the context, the timeline. But she said, Jennifer said, Stephan is a master liar and a master manipulator, and she had recently had this conversation with Chris, Stephan's father. Jennifer assumed that law enforcement was looking into Stephan because he was the last person to see Madeline, and she wanted to believe that he had nothing to do with her going missing. Jennifer said once we showed her the photographs of her daughter and Stephan, the CSAM stuff, that is when she realized that Stephan was guilty. I asked her what she thought Stephan was guilty of, and she replied, he's been grooming and abusing my child. Now, there are many, many cases worldwide where the mother, like in this example, or father, but let's say this example, didn't know a thing, did not know a thing. And then it hits them just like, wait, what? Because that's how groomers and predators operate. They love bomb the mother and they access the child, and they really great liars, manipulators, all of that, just like she says. So there is a chance, in my opinion, it's quite small based on all the other inconsistencies, lies, all that. But okay, there's a small chance that she really had no clue. If she had no clue, the lesson is open your eyes. There's the boxer shorts. There's panties. There's one croc right there. Upstairs, there's a tripod and masturbation cream and what looks like sex toys and snacks and then kiddie toys. Like, hello. Right? That would be the lesson then. This is why I find true crime and studying true crime so important. It's not some kind of like morbid curiosity or like story time. It's like to keep people safe, to learn from these cases, right? Hey, Paula said, I wish the grandmother stepped in, daughter on medication for mental health, a leech of a boyfriend. The child has no bedroom. It's just so sad, right? It's so sad. Oh my goodness. I agree. Thank you for the sticker. Now, she said, he's been grooming and abusing my child. I asked Jennifer if she thought Stephan killed Madeline, and she said, at this point, I do. Which is, again, quite a leap at that point, right? But okay, I asked her why she thought that, and she said, we showed her a photograph of Madeline slumped over in Stephan's vehicle. Jennifer said she felt like Stephan dumped her body somewhere, but she didn't know where. I pressured Jennifer on where she thought that Stephan would have dumped Madeline's body. I know saying dumped is horrible. I hate that sentence as well, so just bear with me as I read this. Would have dumped Madeline's body, and she kept saying she didn't know. Jennifer became upset, and she said she would tell us if she knew because she wanted her child back. Do you guys remember in those media interviews when Jenn Soto said, I just want her back. I just want her home. Whatever that means. She said, I just hope she's not hurt. I want her back, whatever that means. And I'm like, whatever that, remember that sentence. We have to go and find that sentence again. But like, what? Archie's mom is like, benefit of the doubt, my ass. Yeah, I was like, are you from the UK? There's a pound, 199 pounds. Yes. Benefit of the doubt, my ass. I've got to say it in British now. Thank you for your sticker. So, don't you feel like there's a possibility? You could look at this in many ways. If you look at it in one way, it could be like, damn, so you're nervous, huh? That you're going to get busted and now you're just going to throw him under the bus. Like, yeah, I think he did it. I think he killed her. I think he's the predator. It's all him. Yep, I had no idea. That's one way. The other way is like, she really had no idea. And she's now just hitting her based on what she's watching on the internet, on YouTube. Maybe she was watching with us at some point. She's like, what? Everybody suspects him? People know these things? Maybe. Like he's a red flag. A giant red flag. Okay. So. Right. So they showed her that picture. I pressured Jennifer on where she thought and she didn't know. Okay. On March 1st of 2024, by the way, wait, I have to say one thing. Do you remember in the audio interviews we listened to of Jenn Soto, she said, no, we went hiking sometimes, like Maddie and I went hiking sometimes. And then the detective said, where did you go hiking? And she was like, it sounded like, oh, now you have to think about it. She said, Lake Leslie Preserve. And then when we look at a little bit of the map time, we didn't look at it. I went afterwards in, beady eyes in the night, driving around with a little Google man on the map and being like, wow, from the home to where he put Maddie's body and that Lizzie Lake Preserve, it's kind of like on the way. It's like a perfect loop, really. And I'm like, why did she mention that? Did she think that that's kind of where he went? But anyway, she will later say, there's later a friend that's interviewed here somewhere in this document. The friend says they used to go hiking at Lake Lizzie Preserve, and only Jenn and Madeline with his friend. And she said it's a bit weird that Stephan Sterns was in St. Cloud at all because he doesn't have any ties to the area. St. Cloud is the area where he put Madeline's body. Lee says, thanks for your great coverage. Oh, from Utrecht. That's where I used to live in the Netherlands, you guys. Now I live in Switzerland. From Utrecht. Thank you so much. Okay. So when they pressure her to say where, she doesn't know. Okay. On March 1st of 2024, search teams from the Orange County Sheriff's Office, the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, and the St. Cloud Police Department were dispatched to different areas of the respectful jurisdictions to search for Madeline. A news conference was held, we watched that together, by the Orange County Sheriff's Office and the Kissimmee Police Department, asking for the public's help if they may have witnessed Stephan's vehicle in the area. It was also released that Stephan may have been changing his tire on the side of the road. And that press conference was so helpful. People shared it far and wide. They had that press conference. They said, listen, we need to know if you saw this vehicle anywhere. You see that in this area? Do you see it? And then witnesses called in. At approximately 1600 hours, crime analyst Donna from the Osceola County Sheriff's Office contacted a witness, Thomas. I redacted his surname. Thomas told Donna he saw a person matching the description of Stephan with a tire iron in his hand, standing next to a silver sedan on Hickory Tree Road. Thomas believed that this was on the 26th of February of 2024, which was that Monday, at approximately 13:20, so 1:20 in the afternoon, hours. Thomas provided pictures of the location where he saw this person and pointed out the location on a map to Donna. Donna then relayed this information to other deputies who were searching the area for Madeline. Oh my word, well done, Thomas. You see something? You say something. That is how they found Madeline's body. Because this witness called and said, I actually saw him with a tire iron in his hand. Okay. Hey, Paula, thank you so much. Captain Laurie, it's probably like Mingone. In South Africa, we would say that it's like Laurie Mingone. Okay, but Mingone. And Sergeant Cherie Swan responded to the area that Thomas identified. Sergeant Swan knew the property owner who provided access to the locked gates to the property. Captain Mingone walked towards a row of bamboo trees to the left of the opened gate. If you don't know where it is, we've done some map time as well. It's on the playlist, right? So just go check that out. Hickory Tree Drive. I'll never forget. Oh my goodness. So Captain Mingen located left of the opened gate. Captain Mingen located a small body wearing blue jeans and a green sweater. And yet Stephan Sterns was insistent. He actually slipped up. Do you remember that media interview in the business of Jenn Soto's mother? When they were talking to the police, we've watched that before, okay? And Jenn Soto was like kind of swaying back and forth and just like trying to relay information and being quite giggly. And Stephan Sterns was there just parroting everything that she was saying. Like, yeah, she was last seen this. But he said blue pants. And Jenn Soto corrected him and said, no, she was wearing black shorts. Ooh, that moment is interesting. Because she was wearing blue pants, blue jeans. He slipped up there. And it's weird that Jenn Soto then corrected him. Okay, but she was found wearing blue jeans and a green sweater, which is the same. She was also seen with a green sweater in the vehicle when Stephan Sterns was driving around with her body, okay? The body had dried grass and hay on top of the body. This information was relayed to Major Fred Hinderman, who notified Captain Shad. Captain Shad called me to let me know that Madeline's body was possibly located. I called Major Hinderman, who provided me with the location of the body they had located. Detective Smallwood, Corporal Ilgen, and I responded to that Hickory Tree Road, where we contacted several deputies with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. It was decided the Osceola County Sheriff's Office forensics unit would be processing the scene. I asked to be brought to where the body was located. Forensics supervisor Emily Sader walked me to the area where the body was. Based upon the clothing description seen on several videos, the body did appear to be that of Madeline. Now look at this, guys. Listen to this. the lock, because I always wondered, because I'm like, but that gate had like a lock on it and belonged to a farmer. So how the hell did Stephan Sterns, like, did he open the gate? Like, he's so bold and brazen. He might have, and he might have done that. Did he pick a lock and like open the gate and drive in there? Is that where he got the flat tire? Or how did he get Maddie's body to where he put it? Is what is a question I've had. And here they say the lock to the farm, it was still locked and it didn't appear to be tampered with. Stephan would have had to drop Madeline's body over the barbed wire fence or where the gate was. What? Oh my word. Then move her body to the location where she was found. I contacted the Orange or Osceola County Medical Examiner's Office and asked for them to respond to collect Madeline. Do you guys remember that moment? If you've been here for a while, we lived that all together, meaning we saw the press conference, and then just like within hours, there were, we started monitoring those choppers flying overhead and all the media going out to that area, and we were all like, what's going on? Next minute, they said that they found her body, and we were like devastated because we're still hoping that Maddie would be found safe. Okay. Medical examiner, investigator, Kirsten Robinson responded and assisted in processing and preserving the body of Madeline. When Madeline was removed from underneath the dry grass and hay, I immediately was able to identify her by a specific mole she had on her cheek, which is so sad to think about because Stephan Sterns talked about that specific mole on her cheek. Oh, man. And he put her there and like that's, I don't know. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I'm just like, wow, that's how they immediately knew, well, that's a very specific mole on her cheek. I'm sure you guys have seen the pictures. And so they saw immediately, yeah, that's Madeline. I can't imagine, everyone that was out there, minus the sheriff who took pictures and then posted it by mistake on Instagram. And he's being investigated for that. Wow, I roll there. Vanessa said, forever, Grizzly True Crime for all hard work. Thank you so much. So Madeline showed signs of decomposition to one side of her face and her hands. Madeline was wearing a green hoodie. The hoodie portion was over the top of her head. Blue jeans and white socks. The bottom of Madeline's socks were clean, which indicates she did not walk anywhere, or the socks would have had dirt on the bottom. Madeline was transported to the medical examiner's office where an autopsy would be performed the following day. Shame, man. So, did he carry her out? Probably, yes. Carried her out to the car? And still, what's the story with the crocs? Right? What if, because the croc, okay, I'm sorry, if we're going down to the crocs again. 3 individual crocs found in Jenn Soto's bedroom, downstairs. So weird. So what if, maybe he like grabbed one of Jen's and one of Maddie's and left and then thought, oh crap, like now I've got the wrong ones and went back and I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but he threw one croc away, which is very intentional because one is in Jenn Soto's room and one is in the trash with the backpack. It's so weird. Oh my goodness. Like, if we never find out from the trial or anywhere what the hell was up with that croc, I'm going to have questions. I'm going to have to email those detectives and say, what do you think? Which I'm known to do sometimes. Like after Gannon Stough's case, yeah, I emailed some of those detectives like, what do you think happened? And actually I interviewed the district attorney and Kevin Clark, the Timeline guy, crime analyst, right? And asked them all, what do you think happened in that room with this whole like fire and the carpet and all that in Gannon Stough's case? I'd love to hear afterwards, what was your theory? What do you think? If we'll never know. This croc just bothers the crap out of me, oh my word. So, blue jeans and white socks and that green hoodie, but not black shorts. Okay, Brenda says, poor Madeline, I hope that wretch of a man is haunted forever by the things he did. Thank you, Brenda. Yes. So, then they say, I placed a telephone call to Jennifer to let her know that we had located Madeline and that she was deceased. Jennifer started to cry over the phone and handed the phone to her father to continue the conversation. I told him that I would be in touch with the family in the next day or two. On March 2nd of 2024, at approximately 10 o'clock in the morning, Detective Smallwood and I responded to the medical examiner's office for Madeline's autopsy. The autopsy was performed by Dr. Stephen Giles. Prior to the autopsy, I examined Madeline's body when it was initially uncovered. I noticed her socks were clean on the bottom, which confirmed my observations when she was located in St. Cloud. During the autopsy, Dr. Giles expressed concern over the hyoid bone in Madeline's neck, which indicates signs of strangulation, right? There was concern already then. Dr. Giles stated the right portion of the bone was not intact, which could possibly be related to her being strangled. Dr. Giles listed the initial outcome of the autopsy as pending. Later, it was listed as strangulation. Right, asphyxiation is... I just want to quickly fetch this for you. Hold on. I just want to make sure it's redacted and all that. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to look at something quickly. Where is it? Wait. Page. Wait. There we go. Page 2 and page 46. So it must be somewhere here. Okay, I'm blind right now. Trying to see here. Okay, we've got that. Get the pointer. Soto, Madeline, yes. They have it listed somewhere here. Oh, we don't want to show all the numbers. No. Oh, there we go. Just have to scroll up. Asphyxiation. That's what they list there. Okay. We didn't know that before. Because the police actually said they're never going to release that. So I'm like, did the court mess up now when they released all these new documents? Or are they just releasing it now? I don't know. And if they're just releasing it now, that's interesting because they said her family doesn't want her cause of death to be released, and that would be her mom, I would assume. So if they're just releasing it now, I don't know. That's all interesting as well to me. Archie's mom said, thank you, G, for all you do. The depth you go into is another level. Oh, thank you so much. I hope you're following. Yeah, because you're in this rabbit hole with me now. Thank you so much. Sure. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, Kristen says, in the US, we call the thing you call an asthma pump an inhaler. A pump, I believe, is called a nebulizer. Oh, thank you so much. An inhaler. Yes, so I'm talking about the inhaler earlier. There was an inhaler in the bag, okay? So they said here, okay, on March 4th, let me just check the time. I just want to make sure. We've got on page 39 or 52. There's a lot to still discuss. A lot, okay? And it's small writing. So we'll be here for a while. Let's see. 1 hour 36. We'll still go for a bit. I want to keep it just under 2 hours and we'll meet again tomorrow for part 2, all right? Right. So on March the 4th of 2024 at approximately 15:09, Detective Smallwood and I contacted Thomas, the witness who saw him, Stephan Sterns there in the area. The witness who provided the location to Osceola County deputies. Thomas stated the following in a sworn statement. He stated that he observed the press release in regards to Stephan's vehicle. Thomas stated he was driving down Hickory Tree Road on the 24th. Not 24th, I think 26th. That's a typo. See, even they have typos. He noticed a Lincoln on the west side of the road and a male standing next to the vehicle. The vehicle had a spare tire on the rear driver's side. Thomas stated he texted a client of his at 13:20 saying that he was 20 minutes away from his house. This would be in the time frame where Stephan passes Hickory Tree Elementary at 13:17 hours. He was shown a photo lineup by Officer Vanessa Carey in which he positively identified Stephan as the person who he saw standing next to the Lincoln at 5670 Hickory Tree Road. Thomas drew on a paper the location of Stephan's vehicle and identified surrounding trees where Madeline was found. I asked Thomas if anything stood out to him about Stephan as he passed by. Thomas stated Stephan had a scared look to him, but Thomas thought he was upset due to the vehicle being broke down on the side of the road. Interesting. Well, Thomas is a Grizzly, okay? I don't know that, I'm just saying it. He's like an honorary Grizzly because he's very observant. He saw something and said something, called that in immediately, drew a little sketch, remembered, wait, I sent a text at that time, so therefore it should have been this time, all of that. And they went to that area and they found Madeline's body. Cindy said, where is Jenn now? I know a lot of people have that question, speculatively at her sister's house, because she said somewhere in here that we just read earlier that she went to her sister's house because she was scared of all the media attention, right? All right. On March 5th, 2024 at 14:19 hours, I made contact with Stephen, not Stephan, Stephen, Jennifer Soto's ex-husband. Okay? So are you paying attention? Stephen. Okay. Stephen was identified as Jennifer's ex-husband prior to Stephan, but Stephan, they weren't married. Okay. Stephan was placed under oath and the following statement. No, Stephen. Okay. Stephen stated he married Jennifer in 2015 and divorced in either 2016 or 17. He wasn't sure. Stephen stated he met Jennifer through a dating website. Stephen stated they lived in Venetian Bay while they were married, same place where Maddie was living with her mom. Okay. in the same location as Jennifer's living now. When they were living together, it was Stephen, Jennifer, Juan, Jennifer's father, okay, Madeline, and Stephen's daughter in the house. Stephen stated that Juan stayed in the bedroom downstairs. That's where Jen's master bedroom now was. Okay. He and Jennifer stayed in a room upstairs, and both Madeline and his daughter had their own bedrooms upstairs as well. How sad is that? If you look at that, I'm just going to go up here. I don't want to show the child's name too long. Asked Stephen how the relationship with Jennifer was when they were together. Stephen stated it was good in the beginning, but later on in the relationship, Jennifer began having mental health issues. Okay, so we're there. We pause. How sad is it that Maddie used to have her own room? But now she has this little partitioned off area, not even a proper room at age 13. Like she'd lived in that house for a long time. I think Juan owned the house, right? The grandfather. It's just like, what a downgrade. What a downgrade after Jenn Soto and this Stephen got divorced. Because enter Stephan Sterns. Abuse. Go down. You've got a little partitioned little off room, a little makeshift room. And then also just go to bed with this boyfriend of mine that Jenn says she wasn't even having sex with. Like, what the hell? Oh, it's just terrible. True crime with strategic eyes. It's nice to see you in chat. I watch all your videos. You said very interesting. It is very interesting, isn't it? This document is very interesting indeed. There's lots of things in here. We're going to do a part 2 tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys haven't checked out True Crime with Strategic Eyes, go check out his channel. All right. So, and he's one that says True Crime Queen. Okay, for me. So thank you so much. Someone was talking about you earlier. So, all right. So they were married. He said it was initially, there were times it was fine in the beginning, and then Jennifer began having mental health issues. Stephen said there were times when he would have to take care of the household, when Jennifer was having a bad time with her mental health, and Stephen decided to remove his daughter from that atmosphere, which is when they decided to get divorced. Stephen said that he considered Madeline as his daughter due to the amount of time they spent together. Now listen to what seems like a very appropriate male in the house at that time. All right? You can compare Stephen to Stephan. Okay? So it says his daughter and Madeline would play games online once a month for a few years. Stephen would join the game just to talk with Madeline. Stephen stated he loved and cared about Madeline even though the relationship with Jennifer didn't work out. Stephen said that he thought Madeline was in good hands. So he tried to become, I guess, friends would be the word missing there, friends with Stephan, since he was going to be in Madeline's life. Stephen said he visited Jennifer and Stephan when they lived in Northport, Florida. Stephen was playing games with Stephan, which ended in a small argument. Whoa, like who? I would imagine that Stephan is the one having an outburst, and this guy's just like, well, I don't want to be friends with this one. Ever since the argument of board games, they haven't spoken since. I asked Stephen where he lived when he was living in Florida. He said he lived in an area called Williamsburg, which is near SeaWorld, which is exactly what Jennifer Soto also said. Stephen would move to Colorado in 2022. Stephen would keep in contact with Madeline and would inquire how she was being treated by Stephan. I asked Stephen to explain the sleeping arrangements when he was living with Jennifer. Let's hear it. Let's hear what it is. Okay. Stephen said that Madeline would sleep with Jennifer, so that's consistent. But he wasn't comfortable with Madeline sleeping with them in the same bed. I asked Stephen if he had seen any demeanor changes with Madeline. Stephen said Madeline seemed off for the last few years, which he thought could have been Madeline going through puberty, but it started during the end of elementary school. And then they say, redacted, that's around the time when Stephan Sterns would have already been abusing Madeline, right? Based on the evidence on the phone from when she's around 8 years old, okay? So Stephen said that Jennifer wasn't different, but she was always trying to figure out her mental health medications. Jennifer recently disclosed to Stephen where a recent medication that she had been taking knocks her out, meaning tired and sleeping. I asked Stephen how he heard about Madeline, and he stated that his wife saw something online. Stephen talked with Jennifer on the 27th of Feb 2024, and this is what Jennifer said, where Jennifer stated, Stephan took Madeline to school and made a bunch of mistakes afterwards, like deleting his phone. What are you like critiquing? You know what I mean? It's an interesting sentence. She's telling her ex-husband, well, Stephan took Madeline to school and made a bunch of mistakes afterwards, like deleting his phone because he factory reset it accidentally. This is in air quotes if you're just listening twice. Jennifer also stated that Stephan and Madeline both forgot their phones when he took her to school. Stephen said that he believed that Madeline forgot her phone, but he thought it was odd that Stephan forgot his phone because he always had his phone and was typing on it all the time. Stephen said he wanted to make sure that he spoke with Jennifer over the phone because he wanted to hear the tone of her voice. I like the sound of Stephen. Is he a Grizzly too? He's like, listen, let's just give a call and hear it because this is sounding sus. So then Stephen described Jennifer's tone as being anxious if something was wrong. Stephen said they were speaking over speakerphone and Stephan was with Jennifer. So the ex-husband is calling Jennifer now to say, sorry, what? And he's just trying to hear her tone of voice and gather what's going on here. Stephan's in the background there with Jennifer, okay? Stephan made the comment that he felt guilty because he forgot his phone and then he accidentally reset it. Oh, that's what you're feeling guilty about, bro? Stephen couldn't believe that Stephan was saying that over the phone. Jennifer began saying what time she thought she woke up because of the dog, and then Stephan interjected and told her that he would take care of the dog so that she could rest. I asked Stephen if he knew why Jennifer didn't go to Madeline's birthday party. Stephen, the ex-husband, said that Jennifer's family can be a lot to handle sometimes, and if she was starting a new job, he understood why she wasn't there. I asked Stephen if he thought Jennifer had anything to do with what happened to Madeline, and he said he doesn't feel like she would deliberately have known because she had family that could have helped her with the situation. Stephen said that his daughter is starting to see a new therapist and said if she discloses anything related to this case, he would let me know. On March 6th at approximately 9:06 hours, Detective Smallwood and I responded to Port Charlotte, Florida. We contacted someone called Frank, who had previously called me and said that he wanted to speak about Stephan. Frank was placed under oath and stated the following. Frank stated he found out about Madeline's death about 3 to 4 days prior to this conversation. He stated he saw an article on Google that mentioned her death and he watched some YouTube videos. Frank stated the people making YouTube videos described Stephan in a way different than he knew him. You mean like spineless creature, like maggot, leech? He's like, wait, that sounds a little different. Sorry about that. Okay, so way different than he knew him. Frank said he met Stephan about 3 years ago because they played the same game called Warhammer. Frank said that he thought some of the interviews were weird because Stephan and Jennifer referred to themselves as boyfriend and girlfriend. Ah, okay. Frank knew that they weren't in a relationship anymore, so he thought it was odd. I asked Frank if he talked about Jennifer when he hung out with him recently, and he said he talked more about Madeline than Jennifer because they created such a strong bond. Predator groomer, child. Shh. Stephan's like so attached, right, to Madeline. Okay. So Frank thought it was strange because Stephan didn't work. However, he had the money to purchase items for the multiple games that he played. Frank said that he knew that Stephan would take Adderall, and there it is, because Jennifer's saying that Maddie took Adderall. Right? But he also Stephan. So I don't know if Stephan's like connecting with a child over the Adderall as well, because he's one sick mofo, right? Sticks, welcome. Oh, thank you for upgrading. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Right? Steel Guitar's like, oh, we expected to believe that Maddie was essayed for over 7 years and Jen knew nothing about it. Police. I hear you. I hear you. Okay, so wait, we're here now. Don't lose our place now. We're getting distracted by all these colorful things happening here. Thank you so much. You said, is it possible that Stephan drove around because he wasn't sure if she was dead or unconscious? Perhaps he often drugged her before the essay and this time she didn't wake up. I don't know. Interesting. I'll think about that. Thank you so much. So, okay. Frank thought it was strange because Stephan didn't work. However, he had money to purchase all these things. His family also said that. Frank said that he knew that Stephan would take Adderall because he would be awake all night and would sleep during the day. Frank didn't know if Stephan took any type of sleeping medication. I asked Frank if he had any conversation with Stephan about his sex life. Frank stated no. However, they would be out and an adult female would be interested in Stephan, and Stephan showed zero interest. First, Oh, sorry. Frank stated Stephan told him that he was going to Kissimmee the weekend of the 17th of Feb, but he didn't go. Frank stated that Stephan was talking about Madeline when he said he was going to Kissimmee that weekend. Frank said that Stephan was talking about he and Jennifer ending their relationship, and Madeline's name came up during that conversation. He was more upset about the bond that he had created with Madeline than having a relationship with Jennifer. There were no conversations between Stephan and Jennifer mentioning him going to Kissimmee that weekend. Frank stated he didn't know much about the sleeping arrangements when Stephan was living in Kissimmee. The Nonna boss, audits, and investigations. Oh, welcome. That's a cool name. You guys always laugh when I say mofo. Oh, he's a mofo. Okay, so March 6th, 2024 at approximately 10:18. Detective Smallwood and I responded to the Snug Street, where the parents live, Chris Sterns, Deborah Sterns, who are the parents of Stephan. Chris stated he was expecting to speak with us at some point during this investigation. I told them that I was trying to get an understanding of Stephan and Jennifer's relationship. They stated that Stephan and Jennifer were together approximately 7 years. Deborah stated they didn't approve of them being together because of drug use. Interesting. Chris stated it was drug use as well as Jennifer was taking medication for depression and anxiety, and he didn't think Jennifer was going to be a good influence for Stephan. Yeah, I don't think there's much hope for Stephan and any influence, but okay. They explained that both Stephan and Jennifer would sleep all the time, and it wasn't a positive thing for the relationship, which equals child neglect, okay? And neglect is a terrible form of abuse. I think that Madeline was severely neglected. They explained that both Stephan and Jennifer would sleep all the time. When both Stephan and Jennifer would suffer a mental illness episode, they would bring the other person down with them, and it wasn't a good dynamic. Chris stated that Stephan was diagnosed with sleep apnea, and he would be up all night and then sleep all day. It sounds to me like Stephan is the one diagnosing lots of things, including, I would speculate that Stephan would be armchair diagnosing even Madeline. Just being like, yeah, I think you're on the spectrum. Don't worry, I've got sleep apnea. You know what I mean? It just seems like it. I'm just like reading in between the lines here. Okay, so, and it wasn't a positive thing for the relationship. When both Stephan and Jennifer would suffer a mental illness, they both bring each other down. So it's not a healthy relationship, right? Is Grizzly Cat in chat? Tracy's saying hello to Grizzly Cat. Hello and welcome to Grizzly Cat, who helps me a lot behind the scenes, like MB Inc. Okay, we always working hard behind the scenes to obtain these things, right, for you guys, so we can get documents and audio files and police interviews and all that kind of stuff. And as you know, sometimes it takes a lot of time. So thank you, Grizzly Cat. If you want to buy Grizzly Cat a coffee, the link is in the description box. All right. So then they say he'd be up all night. And then I asked what Stephan would do when he was in town staying with them. And Chris stated Stephan would lock himself in his bedroom and only come out to eat dinner. Yeah, probably because of what he's doing online. Gaming, a little bit of CSAM. Ew. This guy, my goodness. So no discipline, 0%, right? Okay. Chris stated that he brought Stephan back to Northport, like basically dragged his 37-year-old son's ass back home because he was tired of supporting him living with Jennifer. Chris stated that Stephan was sharing a room with Jennifer, but when they split up, Stephan began living in his own room at the location. Like a big boy, he got his own room. I'm mocking Stephan Sterns now, okay, not the dad. I'm actually kind of impressed with Stephan's parents in this document that I've read. Because I'm like, oh, maybe remember when we read the document where it sounds like Stephan Sterns' parents were buying him root beer candy and sending him any book he wants and just like absolutely nurturing their baby boy who's in jail. And I was like, what in the hell? Don't enable him. But I feel like they're actually like playing him at this point. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're going to get the story out of him at some point. I'll see. Because here, you'll learn, we're going to do more of this tomorrow. Christopher Sterns is like, he turned apparently to his, we're going to listen to that. We've still got Christopher Sterns interviews to listen to and all sorts of things. But he said to his wife, do we even really know Stephan? Like, do we know our own son? Like, who the hell is this guy? And then he also says, like, BS. Everything that Stephan's telling him doesn't add up. He heard the red flags, when Stephan was trying to explain things to him. Lou says, SAS definitely is a monstrous mofo, right? A monstrous, spineless, maggot mofo. Allegedly. Okay, so also the sleep apnea and then that pattern, I don't know if that matches, but okay, we'll have to deep dive that a little more. So Stephan Sterns' dad was tired of supporting him living with Jennifer. So he says when they split up, Stephan began living in his own room at the location. So Chris would then pay Stephan's rent of $600 a month. So the guest room, room number 4, with a tripod, the masturbation cream, and snacks and kitty toys, what the hell, and a gun, where no child should be, was a guest room being funded by Christopher Sterns. Of course, Jennifer Soto is going to take the money. So it's not a guest room, it's Stephan's room. Okay? My word. So Chris said when Stephan moved back to their house, Stephan would lock himself in his room, and there was always tension due to his sleeping disorder. I think it's more his drug addiction. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more like Adderall, and who knows what else. He's looking up all sorts of tranquilizers and things, which we'll find out tomorrow. Chris said that when Stephan moved back to Northport, he and Jennifer were supposed to be broken up. I asked Chris if Stephan ever said if they were officially broken up, and he said yes and no. Chris stated that Jennifer told him the week prior to Stephan coming to Kissimmee for this incident that Jennifer told him she didn't want Stephan as a partner and he wouldn't be a good partner for her. Chris said that he assumed they officially ended their relationship because Stephan had recently been seeing another female, and we hear from another female, and how uncomfortable Stephan Sterns made her, and how he struggled, I'm just going to say all the adult words now, to get an erection unless she played dead. I'm not kidding you guys. We're going to hear that tomorrow when we continue this document. Okay, let's just try to find a good breaking point here. Chris said he assumed they were officially ended the relationship because Stephan had recently been seeing another female. Asked how many times Stephan went to Kissimmee after he moved back home. They stated he went there 3 different times, including the most recent time. Once for Thanksgiving, once for Christmas, and then this time, which means the first time in 2024. Yes, indeed. Okay, and so, yes, once Thanksgiving, Christmas. Deborah stated in the last year or so, Madeline, she was armchair diagnosing, began showing signs of being bipolar. Asked if she witnessed Jennifer and Madeline butting heads as previously mentioned, and she said no. Deborah said she would only hear them arguing over the phone. Deborah stated she didn't think Madeline was a very social person, and she didn't have many friends, and this was odd because Madeline had several friends at her current school. I asked when Madeline, Jennifer, and Stephan were visiting Northport if any of them took any medication to fall asleep, and Deborah said no. Not that she knows of, clearly. I'm just saying, like, she says no, but maybe, you can't keep an eye on them at all times, right? Deborah said that Stephan was prescribed anti-anxiety medication and ADHD medication. So when they say that Maddie is severely ADHD, are you projecting or what? Like these people, oh my word. Okay, so we're on page 41 out of 52. All right. And so we're going to continue tomorrow with part 2. I'll show you some more photos and things, if it's obviously in context of what we're reading. Thank you so much for watching this with me today. Now, if you didn't know, there will be, I've said a few times in this episode, so if you watch the whole thing, then I'm so sorry. So sorry about that you're going to hear it again now. Just hold on one second. I want to show you where you can find it. Right here. Okay. There's going to be a premiere on CoTV called Vinnie-Politan Investigates and Jenn Soto Police Interview. I wonder if it's that one. Yeah, I think so. Could be this one, where it should be where I was featured. If you didn't see it, don't worry. You can click the link in the description box. I was there representing you guys. That's always my goal. Represent, like I tell myself, do it for Maddie. Okay, do it for Maddie. Like in this case, I was talking about the Madeline Soto case. Do it for Maddie. Do it for the Grizzlies. Okay, always want to make you proud. So I was on with Vinnie-Politan, and I think this is the one that's going to premiere. Okay, so I'll put the link in the description box for you. I'll also put in the pinned comments if you do want to go check it out. So, thank you so much. I will see you again tomorrow, right? Thank you. Yeah, Grizzly Cat says, Core TV, 7, is it 7 or 7:15? Wait. It is at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so I think you see we have to stop at this point in any case because it's like, ooh, that's a lot of information. We'll be back tomorrow. Fresh minds, rest well, have a good Friday or whatever time it is for you, Saturday, and we'll be back tomorrow to continue that document and our deep dive. And trust me, there's many more to come. And we will listen to Stephan Sterns' interview, and I've got some others as well. So we've still got a lot to work through. All right, everyone, check out the playlist if you missed anything, and I will see you again very soon. If you are a member, we'll have a members-only stream tomorrow, right after the part 2 stream, okay? All right, everyone, bye.